Delete history. Let's deform this guy first and try out those bevels now. Do flare. All right, I think this is giving me what I want now. We're just about there. Okay, and then if I do my bevels afterwards, we're gonna keep the right shape there. So general proportions, try to keep it a little bit thick, I would say. Something like that, maybe. We can delete history now. And this should get rid of the deformer. Let me grab these guys. Let's combine. I want all of my edges here to be selected. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be a nightmare. I'm gonna select all my edges and let's just deselect them now. I only want to bevel that stuff. Work smart, not hard, right guys? I don't want you guys to have to go through and click all of these edges. Yeah, this model looks so simple, right? But yeah, these are the challenges you guys got to deal with. Now let me try that bevel out. There we go. There's an order for all of this, and that you guys have to stick with the order for it to work the right way. Put some segments in there now. Oh my goodness. We're getting there. We're almost there. Now. We need this guy to come along for the ride and to snap in place. Now, I know that we can make this live. Yep. Yeah. I give that warning to everybody. I know that we can make this model live and snap it to that. So let me see if I could do that. Let me see if I can make this model live. Let me save what I have here. Sometimes, yeah. That's something you're gonna want to do, is save before you make something live. That may break the system. I'm just gonna type in JVC. That's normally how I associate this stuff. Let's make the model live. I believe it's, yep, make you live. Snap you to this. Where's the snap to live object? Isn't there? Snap to curve, snaps to grids. I mean, you see that it's snapping me where I can. It's trying to snap me to those edges, really. I want to be on these edges right here. So it's moving me where I need to be, I would say. But I wonder if there's any way that I can, I don't know, I may have to just kind of eyeball this really. I know that there's a way to do these things. That looks pretty good. Do's these things is not a word. There we go. Okay, so I think we're right there. Let me just push this guy over here where he should belong. We actually get a little bit clamped on that circle over here to the side. I mean, it's really a weird thing. There we go. So, okay, take the live off, and we don't have a live model anymore. But I was holding V. I was holding V, and that was making the model live. I should be able to assign all of this to Fong1, and that'll bake this stuff in there like that. I'm going to actually, since I don't want this to be seen, I'm gonna see if I can extrude that edge. Oh geez, no. I went a little bit too far there. Let me grab this and you know, maybe something over here. I'm just gonna extrude this face. Extrude it out so we're covering that detail up. We don't want anybody to see that. Take the wireframe off and we should be good to go. That's what we're looking at there. That looks pretty good. Okay. Let's see how this bakes. I need to UV this shape. I mean, it looks pretty good for both high res and game res. So basically, yeah, I'm gonna combine all this together. This guy is gonna be my, I'm gonna delete history. This guy is gonna be my high. Export the selection out. We'll do JVC underscore high. FBXs are better. Did my music go away? It's just really low. Whatever. If you guys can hear it, then you're being entertained. That's good. That's good for me. JVC high, FBX export. We want smooth in groups, but we don't want smooth mesh. Yes. I accept. I'm just gonna duplicate this guy. Move him over here. I want to delete. I'm gonna grab these faces and then grab everything but those faces. No, I'll just separate it. No. I need to keep this thing here so we keep those transforms. We want this thing to be lined up. Let me grab the whole object again. I want to just move it a little bit further away. I'm grabbing the whole object, or I'm grabbing the back. I'm just gonna select everything but that and hit delete, and there we go. We got rid of those details. Let's, we gotta UV this guy to get actual normals on here, right? That's not gonna work. I don't even know what's this thing gonna look like if I unfold it. Oh god. I think this thing is going to lay out a little bit better if we put some UV seams in it. Let me knock these guys out of here. Let's unfold again. Now those are separated. kind of give me some more room to relax there. Let's lay out. Just do a quick little layout right here. Kind of make sure everything's the right size, that it fits in there. This guy, I want you to be oriented. Gonna push you over here to the corner. Orient you. And let me orient this guy. Orient to edges. No, that's not working. None of those are working, so I'm just going to try to eyeball this guy straight. Straight UVs are happy UVs. You're not going to get any aliasing in there for a lot of that stuff. I think it's struggling. It doesn't want to put those together because of because it doesn't fit in there. So in this situation, it might be better for me to just move two together and make them separate. Let's try a layout again. Okay. That's probably as good as it's gonna get. Everything should be in the 0 to 1 space. Yeah. I mean, we're not really. You're gonna get straight UVs with a lot of this stuff. What? You know what though? Like, I do not want a UV seam in the middle of all my crap here. I'd rather pick my edges a little bit better than that. So I'm gonna choppy. You know what? We're gonna choppy and try to connect the UV seams the other way. Moving so. Hang on. Sorry, I didn't unmute myself. There we go. I thought I unmuted myself, but I didn't. There I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Okay, so now I have UV seams, and these guys, but you know, not in the area that I'm baking, so that should be good there. I have my shape. I'm gonna delete history. I'm gonna zero out my transforms. That way my stuff is lined up with itself. You need to make sure you're doing that. Okay. And let me export this guy out as my game res. Let's see if we can do this baked on here. There's so much more that has to get done with this model, but I really want to see this technique and see if it really works the way that I hope it works. Substance painter time. Get it. I know. You can't just manipulate the model. You gotta love the model. Make that sweet, juicy modeling goodness. Okay, I got my JVC game res plugged in. We're going to compute tangent space per fragment. That way, Substance Painter is making the tangents of binormals for us. That's why we have it turned off there. Okay. We're gonna bake some maps now. First off, let's try normal. Just do one at a time, like I said before. We're gonna do high. Make sure the high comes in. We're not doing matching. We didn't name it since it's only one model. So let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say that my envelope probably wasn't big enough. Let's go a little bit higher. Whoa. No bueno. That's not what I wanted. Try it again. Okay, we got a little bit more envelope there with that. Resolution's pretty garbage, so that's probably one reason that we're getting this stuff. It's kind of showing up though, so it's kind of doing what I wanted to do. Let's do it again. 2048. I'm scared. Yeah, let's do 2. I want to make sure that I'm getting all of it. There's nothing that this model is really going to collide with, so actually, coming off of my model here, it's not gonna. This model's not gonna collide with anything else, so that's good. There's nothing else out there to collide with. We're gonna do an anti-aliasing of 2x2 as well. All right, let's see what this guy comes out looking like. Okay, much better. UV wise, okay, look, we have straight UVs right here. UVs did take a turn this way though, remember? Looking at the 2D view right here, we have straight UVs, everything's looking nice and clean because it's linear. It goes with the pixels. These guys over here are going against the pixels, so that's why we're getting a reduction of quality on that. But ultimately, you know, I think we're getting what we want out of this model. I think we're getting what we want. I'm not sure what the AO is going to look like. Let's drop it to AO and see. I'm just going to go 1024 just to get some quick results here. No, you know what? I'm going to go the distance and just go straight into AO. I want to see. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of shadow in there, which is actually preferable. Okay, what happened? What are we looking at here? Press B to look at your baked maps. Oh, I skipped it. Think about it. Okay, so something weird happened here. My stuff just was not lined up perfectly over here, so a little something like that happened. But, okay, and something... No, we deleted all the interior faces, so I don't know why we're getting different shadows over there. A little strange on that. Okay. And we got a little bit of this guy coming out here too. The perspective of our model. Let me go back to Maya to give you a demonstration here. So the perspective of this model wasn't. We didn't clear that out. So you know, if I want to get rid of that detail, you know, I could probably just mask it out inside Substance Painter, but probably want to make sure you're masking all of that out and taking it the distance. Okay. Just for this demonstration, I'm not going to go back and fix that, but something to keep in mind there. Did you get rid of the tries on the ends of the caps for the grooves? Oh. Some of them... Oh, okay. So yeah, we did get a little bit of extra capturing there with the tries. So that is the difference. Good catch. Good catch there. I'm not sure if the shadows look good or they look bad, really, for those. I'm not sure what I want with that. But at least we know where it came from. I was going to say the same thing, I just didn't feel like going back and investigating it truthfully. Okay, let's see ID map, okay? Let's see what we can get with that. I'm going to go back to material. We're going to bake ID now. So let me show you what's happening here, okay? We're going to ID map. The high res has two different materials to it, so let's see if we can bake that material color. And that's why I asked you guys, and that's why I grabbed that R and that G value, because those are pure red value and green value. There's no in between there. So make sure that you grab an R, G, or B color. That way you're not going to get any mixture of colors where we're masking out two different kind of things together. So I'm going to go with material color. Let's see what we get. And there we go. Bam. So ID maps are giving me a material color for greens and my reds. So if I wanted now with my ID maps, something else that I also have not plugged in yet something is giving us an error with this model. And that is that I baked this thing at 2048, but right now we're only seeing this thing at 1024. So let me crank this thing up to 2048 visually, and there we go. A little bit of perspective here. That's actually what baked in, was a little bit of perspective and some warping happening there. So that's a little nasty. Let's take a look at Maya. Maybe there's a little bit of deviance there. Or it's just perspective. Yeah, something occurred there. I mean, this is what happens when our model's flying off too far. Is that a little bit of perspective can occur with that, where it kind of shoots off a little bit better and differently there. Okay. But let's go to my layers now, and I should be able to paint out that hole. So let's work on that hole here. I'm gonna come over here to this. We're gonna do an abyss right there, actually, because it's a hole. It's a black hole that we can't really see into. I'm not gonna do opacity. This is called an abyss, or what I call a facade, where we're putting geometry there to physically block visuals inside of this thing. Okay, this is not something you guys have to do now. It's a milestone 3 kind of thing, but since I'm already here, we might as well do it. How you achieve this though is kind of weird. I'm just gonna do a dark color so far. Just right now, we're gonna add a black mask. I'm gonna do a dark color just so we can see what we're masking off first, and then we'll change it into being an abyss. Okay. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to add a color selection to my mask, okay? And that is, if I click on ID map and color picker, you'll see that it goes to my color map, and now it's just like, okay, well, which color do you want to pick? I want to pick red. And there we go. It masked it out for us right then and there. Now that is something I do not want. So remember, we mentioned, James pointed out those triangulations that were there. That is masking that stuff out, and I don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back in and rebake a lot of this anyways, but it's showing us what, the trial and error that goes into this. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go in and rebake this. No problem, no sweat, okay? We're not even at 4K right now anyways, we're just kind of doing tests. But right now, what we're dealing with, you can kind of still see the shine on this thing though, right? We want this to be an infinite hole. So let me show you guys, let me show you Abyss, okay? Now Abyss is, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cancel out all lighting information. We don't want lighting present at all. And for this demonstration as well, and for creating an abyss, what we're actually going to need to do is we're going to paint into the AO as well. So I'm going to go over here and add an AO channel, and then that should give us the capability to add AO as well. We have our stuff masked off in the fill layer, so all I'm doing is adjusting that fill layer. What we don't need height, we don't need normals. We need roughness to be all the way up. See, that's a big difference right there, right? Right now my base color is a little bit too dark now. Bring it up a little bit. We don't want pure blacks in there. That's not a good rendering value. Metal should be 0, so that's good. And ambient occlusion needs to be all the way to black as well. All right, and still we're a little bit dark now. So once again, I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit more, just so we can see things here. Okay, but you see what my base color is, right? You know, we're not getting too dark. We're not even close to black anymore. We're kind of like at a point. We're getting close to like a 0.5 here with value. Okay, that actually, we're a little bit bright on that, but yeah, we're nowhere close to black, but we're still, in comparison, it looks like we're looking at a pure black hole there. Okay, and that is what you need for an abyss: is color, metal, roughness, and AO. All right, those 4 combined make Captain Abyss and the infinite darkness and sadness of infinity. Okay. So that's how we're working with this kind of stuff. I'd watch that show. Still gonna have to do some corrections with this. You know, it's gonna take a little bit of work to get this completely right. I would say try to get this stuff set up first. I'm glad that the bake worked. I would say at this point though, what we're gonna need to do though is start chopping this thing up, moving it around. I want to pose it like this. We're gonna have to put some vents on the sides here. We can do some screw holes that are floating geometry as well. These shapes need to be cut out.